When it comes to hip hop, beefs and courtroom drama are nothing new, but Lil Durk's case has been dragging headlines for years, and just recently his murder trial got pushed back again, this time to January 20th. A lot of people think that's random, but trust me, there's a very real reason why this happened. Let's break it all the way down. Durk has money. He's not just hiring any attorney off the corner. He's got a high-profile, top-tier lawyer, the kind of defense team that charges millions to drop everything else and focus only on one client. But here's the issue. His co-defendants don't have that luxury. They're regular guys with regular lawyers. Some are working with public defenders. And those lawyers, they're drowning. Think about it. You're getting paid maybe 10, 12 grand for a case that could last 2 years. You've got rent due, kids at home, other clients waiting. Then the government dumps 50,000, 60,000, even 70,000 pages of discovery on your desk. No way you can read it all thoroughly when you've got 8 or 9 cases on your plate. So what happens? Those lawyers walk into the holding cell and tell their clients, look man, best I can do is cut a deal. 15, maybe 20 years, you should probably take it. Not because the evidence is airtight, but because they simply don't have the time, money, or energy to fight it. That's the difference. Durk's team is laser focused, putting in 18-hour days on nothing but his case. The co-defendants' teams are juggling a whole caseload just to survive, and that's why the trial was pushed back. Durk wanted it now. His co-defendants begged for more time, and the judge sided with them. Now let's talk about the stuff that hurts Durk. First off, the music. He rapped about killing Lil P. He dropped lyrics that sound like confessions. And when the victim's family hears that, it doesn't matter if it's just music, it makes you look reckless like you're bragging about murder. Then there's the interviews. He said things that came off like inside jokes about death and violence. Those quotes played terribly in court. He was also in California at the exact time the victim was killed. Wrong place, wrong time, but it adds to suspicion. And the big one, money trails. Records show his credit card was used for rental cars, hotels, flights, all tied to movements around the time of the murder. That paper trail looks ugly in front of a jury. On top of that, there's reportedly a recording where Durk tells people, don't buy anything with my name on it. Don't use my name on tickets or purchases. Prosecutors spin that as shady, like he was distancing himself from expenses tied to the crime. So yeah, lyrics, interviews, financial records, and that recording. All of it builds a picture that prosecutors love to paint as guilt. But here's where Durk has strong ground. There's no physical evidence, no DNA, no fingerprints, no hair, no surveillance video of him at the scene. Nothing that directly puts him at the gas station when Lil P was killed. That's huge. So far, nobody has officially flipped on him. Yeah, there are rumors about certain people, but nothing concrete. No one has sat on the witness stand, pointed at him and said, that's the guy. He ordered the hit. He paid me. He gave me the gun. Without that, the prosecution is leaning heavily on circumstantial evidence and gossip. Even politically, Durk still has support. The mayor kept his campaign donation, which signals that not everyone's ready to treat him as guilty before trial. That kind of public backing, while not evidence, does shape perception. Compare this to cases like Goon Hernandez and the Young Dolph murder. In that situation, people actually testified in court that Hernandez was the mastermind, the one who paid and orchestrated everything. That's direct testimony. Durk's case doesn't have that, at least not yet. So what does all this mean? On one side, you've got songs that sound like confessions, interviews that raise eyebrows, a money trail that connects his credit card to logistics around the murder, and a suspicious recording. That's a lot of smoke. On the other side, you've got no clear fire, no video, no fingerprints, no physical evidence, no official witnesses pointing fingers. That makes this case a toss-up. Realistically, it's 50-50. Durk could walk free, or he could end up serving decades. It all comes down to how the evidence is presented and whether the prosecution has surprises waiting in January. And don't think they don't. In big trials like this, prosecutors hold back their sharpest weapons until the courtroom. Expect bombshells when the trial finally begins. So, here's the truth. Lil Durk wanted trial today. His team is ready. They've been grinding full-time to tear the state's case apart, but his co-defendants needed more time because their lawyers simply can't keep up with the mountain of paperwork. That's why it's delayed until January 20th. Until then, everything's speculation. There's plenty that looks bad for Durk, but also huge gaps in the state's case. When the trial opens, we'll finally see whether the prosecution really has enough to lock him away, or whether Durk walks out with his freedom intact.